off, the story of Nancy Mace is wild, okay? But the other thing, guys, that's crazy is how Nancy's replying to the story. Like, bro, we're literally watching a government official just unravel. It is as though somebody went up and pulled the thread on the sweater and walked away, right? If you want to destroy my sweater, whoa, 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 pull this thread and walk away. Dude, that's what we're watching, dude. We are watching a living Weezer song play out right in front of us. Her response, guys, is batshit. Nancy Mace is not okay, guys. Dude, this is crazy. But I think what's crazier than this article is her response, okay? Her response today, because I was wondering how she's going to respond. Like, what is her reaction going to be? And today we found out the reaction, and it's even worse than the article. Nancy Mace is not okay. Something's broken. The motherboard's fried. We're short-circuiting somewhere. Right up until she lit the fire, some of the Representative Nancy Mace's own staff and advisors didn't know what she was going to say on the House floor in February 2025, let alone that it would be a pivotal moment in her life. That speech now appears to be a before and after moment, separating Mace's once promising, if often bizarrely colorful career from the seemingly irredeemable mess it has become. Mace proceeded to accuse her ex-fiancé, Patrick Bryant, of secretly filming her, physically assaulting her, and engaging in a conspiracy to drug, grape, and film other women. Okay, so she opened up Pandora's box on him. She declared she was going scorched earth on Bryant and 3 of his associates. So, Mace declared, let the bridges I burn this evening light our way forward. Many of her former staffers are inclined to believe her allegations of abuse against Bryant, even if they never saw anything untoward, but the chaotic and highly public fashion in which she has gone after him makes them question her judgment and overall well-being. Now, this kind of harkens back to what I said. Was even her staffers kind of think, yeah, she was actually abused by this guy, but something has broken in her and nobody can seem to get her back. She's not okay, said a former staffer. There's nothing here I can point to and say, oh, this is normal. Mace has continued to shed much of her staff, torched her relationship with President Trump, and torpedoed her bid to become governor of her home state of South Carolina. Her erratic behavior burst into view in October when she had a meltdown while going through security at the Charleston airport. Airport Gate has since become a major news saga in South Carolina, hurting her standing in the Republican gubernatorial primary. And dude, that never helps, okay? If you're running for governor in a southern state, you screaming at police and telling them that their shit is never going to work out well for you, dude. Like, what are you thinking, bro? Mace is also now the subject of a House Ethics Committee inquiry. The committee did not release any specifics in its statement released January 16th, but Mace's office responded with a letter from her attorney about lodging expenses and reimbursement practices. A source familiar with the matter told me Mace's use of her House office staff for campaign purposes may be the reason why the committee is considering taking up a formal investigation. So she's being investigated too. She is just crashing, dude. While many of these sources say they would never bet against Mace wiggling her way out of a jam, they increasingly think her career might be beyond redemption. One person close to Mace recalled the way Bill Maher described meeting Trump for the first time. In this person's experience, Mace was not a crazy person, but someone who played one on TV. 5 years in, however, it's unclear if Mace actually knows the difference between the two. According to former staffers, we've moved way past that now, the person said. Something's broken. The motherboard's fried. We're short-circuiting somewhere. Back then, she came across as a breath of fresh air, according to a former staffer. And then I got into the office, and after 6 months, I was like, man, this is one of the worst people I've ever met. I'm going to move back to South Carolina. That's not a sales pitch right there, guys. Her antics were a problem well before Airport Gate. During her first term, staffers said Mace would command them to bring her liquor after midnight to keep parties going at her home, which is technically an abuse of her office according to House rules. Look, when I worked for her, our poor scheduler was getting calls at 2 o'clock in the morning to come bring her bottles of tequila. A former staffer claimed of incidents they recalled going back to 2021. So that's another thing. Like, I know I've seen a lot of pictures of her with like wine. I think there's a drinking problem and maybe an associated drug habit that's like working along with this. She's in some type of active addiction. If you have an addiction, it has a way of like creeping up on you and blowing shit apart. When they weren't buying booze for her, they were doing her housework, according to former staffers. They said she made her aides clean multiple properties she was renting out on Airbnb instead of paying for a maid. She would routinely do the same when she rented out her Washington townhouse. She was obsessed with monitoring her reputation online. In addition to reportedly having her staff create burner accounts to defend her, Mace allegedly instructed a staffer to go on Reddit forums about the hottest woman in Congress to boost her standing in the rankings and comment where needed. We were scared of her, said one of the former aides. She would make staffers cry. She would threaten to fire them, take their money away, not give them raises, not give them days off, religious days. Intimacy only exacerbated the situation. The closer you get to her, the harder she messes up your brain. It's the classic story of never meet your heroes. So yeah, dude, that is brutal. She would definitely do it excessively, they said, of the Congresswoman's drinking and marijuana usage. And again, not to say that most members don't or most staff don't, but it got to the point of where it was an issue. Mace launched her gubernatorial campaign in August at her alma mater, the Citadel, a military college where she was the first woman to graduate from the undergraduate program. But morale among her staff was already cratering, with a former aide describing the mood as everyone was checked out and like, fuck Nancy. And this was before she started her campaign. In an interview with CNN anchor Caitlin Collins, Mace struggled to defend her behavior during the airport incident, claiming the report was falsified despite an internal investigation confirming the testimony of the officers she berated. It increasingly felt like Mace didn't know when or how to stop. Turnover in her office was among the highest in Congress from 2021 to 2024. And she is currently without both a chief of staff in her House office and a campaign manager on the trail back in South Carolina. Dude, she's so screwed. She is just flailing, bro. The more bridges Mace burned, the more she seemed surrounded by a ring of fire. She desperately needed a Trump endorsement in the governor's race, and despite her evaporating political capital in Trump world, for a 2-day period in November, the president was calling her to change her vote on the discharge petition for the Epstein files. Trump advisors conveyed to her that she could still advocate for victims through her role on the House Oversight Committee, and there were enough Republican votes for the discharge petition to pass anyway. But it didn't matter. Instead of using her leverage, Mace was sticking to her position. A source close to Mace told me she realizes she probably lost the president's endorsement because of the Epstein vote. Dude, brutal. Okay? So now, guys, looking at this, we've all seen the crash. Okay? We have. I mean, this crash is news to none of us. Okay? We have watched her, like, traverse the balcony of 𝗙𝗙cie_𝗏𝗀 and just jump right off. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like the staffers saying that she made them deliver alcohol, I think she developed a drinking and maybe a drug habit too along the way. I honestly do. I think some of this behavior just reeks of like late stage alcoholism and drug addiction, where you just can't stop yourself. You keep engaging in behavior that everyone is like telling you to stop, and you just keep going forward. And then the more fires you start, the more you start to like burn them. Like she is burning her own house down, like, and just can't stop. This article is bad enough. Okay, there's the possible alcoholism. She's under an ethics committee investigation. She's abusing staffers, breaking house rules, having them deliver alcohol. She's, we saw what she did with the transgender shit, just flipping out. You know what I mean? Like bathrooms, going all over the world and taking pictures by bathrooms and shit and just being completely like brain fried. But like, guys, what's crazy about this is her reaction, dude. Her reaction to this article is to compound it with another lie, guys. Look at her response. She claims she has hemochromatosis. So her staffers come out, multiple staffers, about they're delivering alcohol, and she comes out and says, you know what? I have a genetic disorder. She says, this is fake news. I have a genetic disorder called hemochromatosis that it causes excess iron buildup that requires her to avoid alcohol entirely, right? But like, guys, dude, there are so many pictures of her chugging, bro. Chugging. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we've been watching her for years, boss. And like I said, I have seen numerous photos of her, right? Look at that. We did it. Here she is drinking margaritas. Margs? Like, come on. I've seen a zillion photos of her with a glass of wine. She is now making this insane claim of hemochromatosis. Look at this. Press really should fact check before running lies. I have a lifelong genetic affliction which prevents me from consuming much alcohol. It's called hemochromatosis. Look it up. But like, guys, dude, this is like the crash of crashes. I mean, dude, that is something a completely blown out addict would say. No, wait, no, I got a medical condition. Yeah, dude, I got elephantitis of the nuts. Like, bro, this, you know what this is? Dude, she pulled the Prince Andrew, boss. She did the Prince Andrew. Remember? Oh, there's no way it could be me. I don't get sweaty. I have this rare genetic condition where I don't sweat. Dude, she did the Prince Andrew, bro. What an idiot. Dude, that didn't work for him, homie. There's no way this shit is working for you, Nancy. Oh my God. I mean, dude, look at her face though, guys. I mean, when you cover up and just look at her eyes, she is not okay, right? She does. She needs like a hardcore intervention, bro. And now here's Nancy Mace's former comms director, guys. She says, Nancy Mace claiming she doesn't drink alcohol might be the funniest, most brazen lie she's told to date. The woman drank so much she'd have interns or junior staff run to congressional liquor during the workday so she could imbibe during telephone town halls. Yeah, man, she is spiraling, boss. Dude, she is spiraling. So her congressional, right? Her congressional campaign is like just in the dust now. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, guys, maybe this is why she became obsessed with bathrooms, because maybe she was brown bagging, right? She was brown bagging in the bathroom. But here's her little statement.
Here to educate the fake news today. They really should fact check before spreading lies. I have a genetic condition. I've had it my entire life. I was born with it. It's called hemochromatosis. I know many of you out there might have the same genetic condition. We're not actually...
Dude, the music.
...drink any alcohol at all. I do like to have a 𝗣𝗨𝗶𝗹𝗀 of 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗽𝗀𝗏. It would cause and wreak havoc on...
Dude, what's with the music, bro? Like, you hear the music? Dude... She's doing Valentina Gomez now. Valentina Gomez always does that. Has like way too loud of music over her fucking content and thinks it creates some sort of vibe. Dude, yeah, the filter is like hide my skin filter. She's got the 1930s desert filter on. Dude, the Palm Springs. Dude, right? The 1800 Palm Springs filter and way too loud of music. And like, she's not even speaking while doing this. I mean, it is a hard crash.
System. Hemochromatosis is a disease that you overload on iron. I'm not able to eat a lot of red meat. Right now, basically a vegetarian because of the heavy iron.
Oh, wait. She can't eat red meat. Hold on. Wait a second, guys. Dude, she made a big deal about eating steaks.
On our way to the Iowa Faith and Freedom Coalition, the speech I'm going to give tonight is called The Woman at the Well. I love Iowa. It's a beautiful state. The beef is terrific. We've been eating nothing but red meat here. So look forward to seeing y'all tonight.
I told you! Yes! That was it! The beef here is terrific. We've been eating nothing but red meat. Oh, Nancy! Dude! And of course, we all saw Kyle Kowinski's. Remember that one? That's a lot of beans, you nasty bitch. But there it is, with her saying, they took me out for barbecue. Dude, let's go. Look at that, dude. That is a lot of meat, guys. And what do you think? They took her out to barbecue because her hemochromatosis makes it so like meat's gonna kill her. So yeah, oh, great family you have there. Where are you taking mom? We're taking her to the place that's gonna kill her. Dude. Oh, isn't that funny? Oh shit. Isn't that crazy? It is like so weird. Like she says this outlandish shit to like burn down the libs, dude. And now she's like, you ready? Here we go, dude. Here it is.
But if I were to invite alpha, my organs would be destroyed with a pus cancer. It would wreak havoc on my body. So I'm not actually able to be an alcoholic.
Dude, I'm not actually able to be an alcoholic. Dude, what a statement. Guys, that is the most alcoholic statement I have ever heard in my life. Dude, look at her. Like, she is cooked, bro. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.